As you guys know, there's been a lot of talk about engagement optimized matchmaking and whatnot in Marvel Rivals. I've got some breakfast porridge, eating like a 16th century peasant here with the cut up apples. We'll just eat this and watch at the same time, and I'll give you guys my thoughts on the EOMM debate. As you guys know, there's been a lot of talk about engagement optimized matchmaking and whatnot in Marvel Rivals quite a lot lately, or actually just for like a really long time. Like there were rumors they're gonna release a video, but when they do release a video, we don't actually, unless they say that they're gonna fix it, people are not gonna like it. EOMM is, we don't know if it's EOMM or not, but what we do know is the rank system does not feel good, might even be bad. So now we're gonna take a look at that video. Immediate red flag before I even started is this video is only, as far as I know, available on Twitter. It's not on their Marvel Rivals channel. Maybe it's coming out later, but it makes me a little bit, oh, that's not a good first impression. That it's like, where is it? It's not here. Where is it? It's here. On Twitter. Anyways. Let's take a look. It's 18 minutes, so strap in.
Hi Rivals, I'm Zuyong. We've heard your passionate feedback and ongoing discussions about matchmaking and ranking in Marvel Rivals. Your voices matter, and we want to give you a transparent
Can I like pause with
into how these systems work and what we are doing to improve them. Quick heads up.
I'm just looking at the background. I like all this stuff to put in the background. This is unrelated. It's kind of cool. If they have stuff on a desk like this, so they just put it up for the video.
Any numbers used are for
we're gonna talk about matchmaking. Quick, put the Venom Orbeez in the background. I don't know what they're called.
Illustrative purpose only, and the calculation process is also simplified for easier understanding and does not represent the full detailed formulas. After every competitive match, your score is calculated based on two key components, base points and performance points, each weighted according to your current rank. The formula looks like this.
Immediately they use out the gate. Let me start with this. How competitive points are calculated. What's funny is I have a feeling it's probably gonna confirm a lot of things I've said. I don't think they're gonna say like, oh, there's engagement optimized matchmaking or something like it, even if there is. But I think they're going to confirm things I have said and observed. I'm very sure they will. It will just like, it'll back me up.
After every competitive match, your score is calculated based on two key components, base points and
performance points. We know this.
And performance points, each weighted according to your current rank.
Yeah.
The formula looks like this.
Math, I don't do it.
This depends on match outcome,
here we go,
your current competitive score, average competitive score of the enemy team. First,
this is extremely obvious.
Match result determines whether you gain or lose points. Win and you will gain points, lose and you will lose points.
Win and you gain points, lose and you lose points.
Second,
I'm saying that all the time.
The difference between your competitive score and the enemy team's average competitive score affects how many points you gain or lose. If a player's competitive score is lower than that of the enemy team, the system recognizes that the player is challenging a stronger opponent. In this case, a victory will grant an extra bonus to the base points, while a defeat will result in fewer points deductions.
There's also what I normally say is the game wants you to win, aka the game wants you to lose. Normally, if the game wants you to lose in GM, that's like when you are the underdog. Again, you have underdog, you have overdog or favorite games. It's like 15 to 20, depending on your performance and some other factors, obviously. 15 to 20 loss. If it's a win, when your favorite is 20 to 25, depending on usually performance.
The reverse,
in my experience,
applies when facing lower ranked teams.
And that also makes sense.
Examples: players' competitive score 3,500, enemy team's average.
We got some number examples. That's awesome.
500, win plus 20 base points, lost minus 20 base points. Players' competitive score 3,500. Enemy team's average 3,700. Win plus 25 base points. Lost minus 15 base points.
Yo! Yo! Dude, on the mark. On the mark, chat. I should be a game designer. Okay.
Players' competitive score 3,500.
That's so funny.
Enemy team's average 3,300.
Do they really swing that hard though? That's like an insane gap. 200 points.
Win plus 15 base points. Lost minus 25 base points. This reflects your individual performance tailored to your hero's role. Performance points reflect how well you played during the match. Because heroes in Marvel Rivals have widely different powers and roles, we don't just tally up stats. Even if two players contribute equally to the outcome, their raw stats may look very different depending on which hero they play.
I'm interested to see how to break this down, because the problem with performance-based points is what we've talked about extensively, and I'm feeling they're going to expose a very big problem with performance-based points, even in this explanation. Is that like 2 rank differences, 200 points?
Instead, to accurately evaluate your impact, we use several...
But it's average. It's average. So, yes, 200 points is 2 rank differences, but it's average. A team averages out 200 points, 2 ranks lower than the other team. That means that you could have somebody who's like 4 ranks lower or something, right? Like, it's 200 is an insane amount of a gap. It's crazy that they use that example. I guess it's fine in like gold, maybe. I don't know, but like in high elo, that's asinine.
Steps to calculate performance points. For each hero used
Oh, new recording.
in the match, we normalize match stats to a per 10-minute value and convert that into a single performance value.
I assume that if you just play for a minute, then that's still fine, right?
We compare that to the
That'd be very silly. Yeah, I'm just misunderstanding.
average performance value for that same hero at your rank, also per 10 minutes. That gives a hero-specific performance coefficient. The better you perform versus the average, the higher your coefficient. If you played multiple heroes, we time weight those to get your match coefficient.
Yeah, that's how you have to do it. I always wondered how to do that.
We then compare your performance
He'll probably come up with an example.
coefficient to your team's average to determine your final performance points.
Well, I have thoughts on this.
Examples.
There we go. Thank you.
A Diamond 1 player spends 4 minutes as Loki and 6 minutes as Invisible Woman in
there
a
we go.
10-minute match.
Okay, I've always wanted
Let's
this.
break down
Let's go down to
the
brass
performance
tacks,
points
chat.
calculation.
Yeah.
First, the system converts their in-game stats to 10-minute averages and then convert them into performance value. Assuming Loki has a performance value of 1,200 and Invisible Woman has 1,000. Next, the system finds the average performance value for Diamond 1 players with those heroes, which we will assume Loki and Invisible Woman both are 1,000. We then calculate the performance coefficients. Loki's coefficient is 1.2, while Invisible Woman's is 1. This is then weighted by playtime. The overall coefficient works out to be 1.
Yeah, this makes sense too.
1.08.
Yeah. We are following. I don't know math a lot, but I understand the logic. As soon as the math gets involved, you lost me, but the logic is sound. They didn't clarify how to measure performance value. Probably a mix of the key performance stats, as I've said before. Probably like damage, healing, damage block and stuff. Again, problem with it is it doesn't have...
Finally, this player's coefficient is compared to the other 5
Let's
teammates.
finish this first.
Let's say that they are 1, 1, 0.8, 0.8, and 1.15, resulting in an average of 0.97.
It's interesting that it compares
This gives
it.
us the final adjusted performance coefficient of 1.11.
Okay, so they're like a reverse there. That is an interesting thing. That is such a key part that I'm not surprised to see. This backs up a lot of things. Have you ever had a game where you're like, I'm MVP, I have like at 10 or 20 finals as DPS, and we're still losing, and your teammates are out here going 0 and 8 like actual glue sniffers, but then like you might win and you get like fucking 30 points, or you lose and you lose like 10. That's basically what he's explaining here. If your team is so worthless they can't do anything, you're the only one trying. So if all of your teammates give up, and for some reason you're not surrendering, you have to keep trying because they're tanking their own elo by not trying. Basically what they're saying is just keep fucking trying, even if your team is giving up, because you need to get your stats up as much as possible. I've been saying this for months. Performance-based stats are stupid. A big problem with performance-based stats as well is it's not quantifiable. You mentioned it, like how do we calculate it? That won't tell us. We have observed that final hits, kill participation are two of the heaviest, at least for damage or even tank rolls. And then obviously KDA is like secondary. I forgot, we did a whole thing on this. I forgot the exact one. But I think it was like final hits is like one of the heaviest. KDA is one of the second highest. The less deaths the better, but obviously you want high participation. Damage is really high. Healing is actually surprisingly low. Damage blocked, healing is about the same. It's like a third or fourth value from our PvE. The problem is like for heroes, but then it's like obviously they say it's per hero, so you can't compare the stats of a Venom with the stats of a Groot. I have to turn my AC off. It's getting loud in the background. I'm sorry. I apologize. It's been acting up on me lately. I think it's a compressor. Hold on. It's here. I can't sleep when this is running. I have to turn it off. It sucks. Okay. We're competing with our own team for points. We are. And as well as other people on the team. Sorry, it was the other people in our rank playing the same hero. The problem is, okay, two problems I have with this is one, a lot of performance isn't quantifiable. Let's say you play tank. Space is not a quantifiable number. And a tank is all about creating space. So you can end up dying, like you can end up having really bad stats on tank because your team is letting you down. Your average stats will go down. You'll still create space and do your job, but you'll lose out. You'll get hit twice because you lose more points by not getting the elo points, getting the points you need to get because you're dead. You're not getting healing by healers because they're not doing anything. The DPS aren't shooting anything, so you just get fucked. And your space isn't, which is the main thing you do, isn't, there's no number for it as far as we know. Yeah, there's just a lot of incalculable points that we don't know about. But tanks get punished the hardest. There's two factors here. One, a tank is fucked if their team doesn't heal them or the DPS doesn't shoot. A tank can't get points on the board because they don't get to participate anyways. Additionally, it comes down to the old problem. If there's only one tank on your team, you're fucked. When I play one tank, I can't get the kills I need. I can't get the damage blocked I need. I can't get the good KD or anything. My stats are shit because I'm the only one tank on my team. If there are two tanks on the team, my stats double. I have twice as good stats and I would make more points. So performance-based gains, I've always been against them because it's a flawed concept. I don't like that they have it. But tank players are still screwed in this system, and they just explain in even more ways that tank players are screwed in the system.
Once both your base points and performance points are calculated, your final score is determined by weighting these two parts. The weights vary by rank. As you climb the ranks, the weighting of base points will gradually increase, while performance points weighting decreases. In lower ranks, performance points have a higher weight to help skilled players rise faster.
That makes sense, we've seen that.
Higher ranks shift weight towards base points for consistency.
I like that. That's also how most rank system works, is like, if you have something work one way in the lower end of the bell curve, it works the opposite in the higher end of the bell curve. I did not know this exactly. It makes perfect sense. I like that.
Example: a player wins a rank match. earning 20 base points and 30 performance points. If the player is in silver, with a base point weight of 0.4 and a performance point weight of 0.6, the final score gained is 26. If the player is in celestial, with a base point weight of 0.7 and a performance point weight of 0.3, the final score gained is 23.
We know this already.
Our players hail from all corners of the globe, each with different time zones and connection speeds. Balancing fast matchmaking with fair matches has always been our challenge and focus for ongoing improvement. In Marvel Rivals, players are matched based on server node selection, team composition, competitive score. Once matchmaking starts,
This is the meat and the potatoes. So they explain how the points works. Now they're gonna tell us how do they match the players together. We need to know this. This is the one part we wanted to know. 7 minutes in.
the system looks for opponents on your chosen server or servers.
Makes sense. Okay. So we're opening. If this helps. So the system looks for opponents on your chosen server or servers. That's EU. We're just looking for players. Okay.
As wait time increases, the system gradually expands the search.
So we're looking for people around. He doesn't say it, but I assume around our rank. And then we're gonna make it longer as time goes up because queue time is important. So this is like let's see here, plus minus 100, and this out here would be plus minus 200.
To higher and lower ranks, helping you get into a match promptly. The expansion is kept to
Yep, that makes sense too. Eventually you'll hit a cap. What's the highest cap we've observed, chat? I think it's probably like in high elo, it's like 300-400, I'd say. So probably caps around here. Let's say, yeah, let's say caps around here, 300-400. Especially because they use 200 as an example. I think that's a reasonable number.
when unbalanced games. Once we have 12 players within the acceptable rank range, the match is set.
So the filling, I actually have no idea if this is gonna help at all. I'm just trying to make a visual thing. So they're filling the players. So you find the players first. This is how even Battlefield does it. So they do the teams, they find 12. The thing that matters the most is we're gonna find 12 players. I'm queuing EU. We're gonna find 12 players within rank range. We're gonna start in this range. As time goes on, we go to this part, and then it caps at a certain point. Once we've found 12 players, that's all that matters. On the server, within your rank range, now we're gonna sort the teams. Got me so far.
Arrange to minimize differences in average competitive score.
So out of this range of 12 players, there might be somebody with, let's say, 3,000 score. Does he have examples? I don't want to waste time on this, but maybe they have like 3,000 score, and then there's someone with 3,600, and they put those on the same team, so the average ends up being 3,300. But they don't. This is an important part of matchmaking, where according to him, they don't look for players, which a lot of people have, according to them, which a lot of people have assumed. They don't look for players. They're like, okay, no, well, we're skipping the queue because we need to find this specific player for you. That doesn't explain why we sometimes sit in queue for a really long time just to get served with. Actually, that makes a lot of sense now I think about it. If you sit in queue for a really long time, you're gonna get served with the most devious games ever. Like if I sit in queue for like 5 minutes, it's gonna be like, I'm gonna be served with the easiest game of my life or straight up nightmare. And I guess this confirms that. Just don't queue longer than a few minutes, like 1 or 2 minutes, then cancel the queue. Because you're just setting yourself up for failure if you queue for longer. The question is, if it's the same queue, because the system looks for currently queuing people, I assume from like the first person who queues, player X queues up, now the system goes looking, and oh, there's another player within the ping range and rank range, let's put those together, and there's another one, there's another one. This is based on the first person who queues, most likely. So it's they put the lobbies together first, and then they sort the players afterwards.
Team matchmaking is based on team size. For fairness, a 6-player team will only face another 6-player team.
You knew that?
Fighting an
I feel like I've seen like against non-fault 6s, but maybe it's true.
exact match can take time when taking into account all the factors, like competitive scores, server selection, etc. Since launch, 5-player teams have been disabled to protect solos. For other team size, the system opens up to more combinations as wait time increases.
Which is why 4 stacking is so broken.
Take a 4-player team, for example.
Oh, I mentioned it.
The first system tries to match with another 4-player team, but if none are promptly found,
Keyword promptly. They want queue times to be short.
it will eventually expand to mixed teams like 4-1-1 versus 3-2-1. Longer waits means broader competitive scores range.
So yeah.
And reaching the upper limit of the range can result in a difference in scores between the two teams. From the matchmaking results, this would appear to be an unbalanced battle. However, tightening the rules would mean much longer waits and a bad experience.
How?
This is the core challenge.
We just moving past that? Is a longer queue time, is that the bad experience? Because it sounds to me like tightening the rules would lead to longer matchmaking, but eventually a better experience. What's the bad experience we're talking about? The shareholders?
Balancing matchmaking quality and speed. Team queues make this speed versus quality trade-off more noticeable. At higher ranks,
So the solution is you remove stacks. That's what I'm hearing.
there are fewer players and they are spread across different servers, so this happens more often. So, after careful review, starting in Season 3.5, we've temporarily restricted teams of 4 or 6 players from matchmaking at higher ranks,
That's what you gotta do.
where their balanced matches are harder to find. Moving forward, we will continue to explore new solutions to better meet the diverse needs of players.
I think this just make it solo queue only. People are gonna come at me, but I stand by it. I've covered matchmaking on like every game I played at this point, and every developer always runs into the same problem. Stacks break matchmaking. You can go back. We talked about it in Overwatch. We talked about it in Apex. We talked about it in, actually, maybe those were the two, but those were the two most egregious. Like, you know, there was a discussion about them there. But stacks specifically are a problem because stacks are so overpowered. He even explained it. He goes, yeah, we tried it. We have stacks and we tried to match you, but, you know, queue time is more important. So we might just put this 4-stack against solo queue players and give them the free win. You know, like it's very... He's even basically explaining it. And I've talked to developers. I'm not gonna say which ones, so Rick came. But then we're like, yeah, stacks are a problem. It's so hard to balance the rank system around it because you just break it. It's good that they're limiting it. They have to limit it more.
To help you better understand how the matchmaking system works, here's an example scenario. Suppose player A teams up with player B.
Wait, so we just moved past that? I want to do more about this. I don't feel like they covered this enough. I don't think it's as simple as, oh yeah, 12 people queue and put them together and balance the matches. I don't think that, no, that can't be right.
B and player C to
You just brushed past that? Okay.
queue for competitive. In this scenario, player A is Diamond 1, player B is Diamond 3, player C is Platinum 1. The
Boosted.
average rank of this 3-player team is around Diamond 3. They select only the Oregon server node for matchmaking. Since there aren't enough teams of the same size and rank in the queue on this node, the matchmaking system gradually expands the search range as time passes. After 5 minutes, the system
I wonder if that's a key. I wonder if that's the 5 minutes is like a specific number.
finds 9 more players who meet the criteria. These 9 players include another 3-player team with an average rank of Platinum 1, a 2-player team with an average rank of Diamond 2, and 4 solo players, Player D, Diamond 1, Player E, Diamond 2, Player F, Platinum 1, Player G, Diamond 2. To ensure fairness,
Chat, how do you guys balance this team? They're kind of forced to make this a 3v3. Oh wait, so I thought it was a 4-stack. How would you guys balance this to make this fair? Oh, this is hard. It's like a... I feel like I'm back in school. Bobby has to balance this team. Bobby has 12 apples. I don't know. How would you balance this, chat, to make this fair? So we got 2 free stacks and a duo. So the easiest way would be you put the duo. Where's my mouse here? You put these guys together. That's 5, and then one of the solos. So and then you do the. The thing is, a stack. The problem is stacks immediately have a higher, like, unquantifiable rank than solos will. So yeah, this stack is diamond. What was it? I forgot. Diamond 3 average. I mean, it's a diamond 3 average team, but they're in a stack, so that should raise their rank like by 1. So I would probably say, so if we just add like 1 rank per stack, maybe. So this is a diamond 3, diamond 1, diamond 2. This makes it even more confusing, but this one. So D2, D3, D1. It's probably higher though, but let's just say 1. And these are the actual ranks. So the way I would probably balance this is do it like this. Stack 1, that's D2. Stack 1, it's D2. Then we're gonna have the other stack, obviously, because you can't put the, like, if you put the 2 free stacks together, that's fucked up. You can't do that. You need to be on one side each. It's also the easiest way to do it. So that's the D3 stack. Okay. Then we have the duo. And the duo has to go somewhere. Most likely we would put that with the diamond 3 stack. But the average here is still D2. Now we got a diamond. So, okay. We need one more player here, but let's get this one. Both are D2. So I guess we're just aiming for D2 here. So I guess we would do probably this one, then this one. Because there's a diamond 1 and a platinum 1. That's the middle ground. So this one is going to be slightly lower. And then like that. That's probably how I would build it. That makes sense. So this puts the average of D2. This is D2 basically perfectly. Again, with my inflated version of it, because they're stacking. You could just lower it too if you want, but I'm going to stand by it. And this is about D2, D3 on that too. This is about D2. This is like how I would balance it. Plat player goes in the second team. You are correct. Plat player would go in the second team. Wait, that's how the game does it. Plat player would go in the second team because there are stacks in the second team. If you put the plat player in this one, put the plat player here, then he's the EOMM agent. The plat player is always going to be an EOMM agent. He shouldn't be in this game to begin with. Let's see how he does it. But this averages out the ranks. The problem is the way it pulls the players in to begin with. We're working with table scraps here. We can't make a fine 5-star meal when they give us food from the dumpster. You have 2 plats versus diamond players. These aren't diamonds. These are stacked diamonds. There's a plat in here and whatever.
System first places the 2 3-person teams on opposite sides. Then, the remaining team compositions are Side A, 3-player team plus 2-player team plus 1 solo player. Side B, 3-player team plus 3 solo players. Now, the exact team split is determined by the solo players to make both sides' average ranks as close as possible. The fairest division is Side A, 3-player team, Diamond 3 average, plus 2-player team, Diamond 2 average, plus Player F, Platinum 1.
See, that's how they do it. That's how they do it.
Side B, 3-player team, Platinum 1 average, plus Player D, Diamond 1, plus Player E, Diamond 2, plus Player G, Diamond 2.
We solved this slightly differently. Again, I count stacks to be a higher rank. And I just made it easy for me to like think of it. I count stacks to be a higher rank than solos, but it's also like, I don't even know if it's quantifiable.
In this scenario, there are still notable rank gaps within each side.
This guy in chat wanted me to put the Platinum 1 with side A. I think this will make for a better experience, personally. But this is closer because of that.
For example, side A's player F, Platinum 1, and side B's player D, Diamond 1, each have a 2 to 3 division differences from their teammates. This means there can be internal team imbalances. Assume once the match begins, the role selections are as follows.
That's the guy you put on support, right? That's the guy you put on support. That's like that's their hella.
Side A, the 3-player team picks a Vanguard player A, Duelist player B, and Strategist player C. The 2-player team chooses a Vanguard and a Duelist. Player F, a Duelist main, sticks with his preferred role instead of filling the missing Strategist slot.
Of course, yeah. The EOMM agent! Oh! That's always the EOMM agent. Oh my god, he's just... okay.
To balance the team, the Duelist player B from
so
the 3-player team fills as a strategist. Side B, the 3-player team picks a Vanguard, Duelist, and Strategist. Player D picks an additional Strategist. Player E picks another Vanguard. Player G picks another Duelist. We believe that this is a situation many players have encountered before. In this case, Side B has a strategic advantage, as all 6 players are playing their main roles.
Just leaning back in my very comfortable Amphros chair, use code ottr for $200 off. So, the thing is, what you're telling me is that this is just RNG then? Is that it? It's just up to chance? Yeah, if you're queuing up, we have the 12 average players. Sorry, the 12 random players that we put together to just happen to press Q at the same times. One team, yeah, their average rank is a little bit lower, but they just happen to get 6 people on their main role. The team that's a little bit higher, they didn't get 6 people on their main role, so they are disadvantaged. Why does that happen? It's just RNG, bro. Just bad luck of the draw. That's competitive. It's just bad luck, bro.
On side A, a Duelist main is forced to fill as a strategist. And the lowest ranked player is also playing Duelist, which may win.
Yeah, it's also funny as fuck that this literally happens all the time. Ironically though, when the lowest player, a lot of times when the lower player picks DPS, it's because they are Smurfs. Or something like that.
Breaking the team's synergy.
So you get bad players if you are good for balance. Well, we went over it before. It's like you get 12. According to them, if there are 12 players queue up at the same time, and and then you just pick whoever they can, you just throw you all in there. Just get in here, and then they go okay, and then now we gotta sort the teams out because we can't have it be lopsided. Then if you are the strongest player in your batch, then yes, you're gonna get bad players on your team for balance.
Recently, we have received a lot of feedback from the community, with many players believing that our matchmaking system employs EOMM.
Well, the thing is, you guys mentioned before. Oh, okay, we'll get there in a bit. You guys mentioned like, oh, you need to fill. This guy goes, you need to fill. The problem is it's performance-based matchmaking. What he doesn't explain is that because the guy in his example, let's pull that up again real quick. Where is he? Here. Because this guy picked Duelist, and he should do worse, right? The team as a whole probably does worse, but this guy will lose less points. If they lose, then this guy will. Because this guy might not even be a strategist main. He's off-rolling to flex, and he will not have good stats, so his performance-based gains will be worse. This guy might be main Duelist. He's also a lower rank, so he's gonna gain more or lose less either way. So in this situation, this guy he's on the gravy train. The EOMM agent. I see your flaws, Netties. That's I see your flaws, Netties. I was gonna touch my head and I realized you can't do that. You're building the EOMM agent. You're explaining the rise of the EOMM agent right now.
Is forced to feel as a strategy which may weaken the team's synergy.
So in this very example, this guy ends up being better off. But the takeaway is just, and we said this when performance-based games came out, just play your main hero. Just play your main hero and fuck everyone else. Cause if your performance-based games are bad, you're fucked. If I flex to a hero I don't play very well, and I do poorly on that hero, I'm gonna get fucking destroyed by performance-based games.
Recently, we have received a lot of feedback from the community, with many players believing that our matchmaking system employs EOMM.
Okay.
Engagement optimized matchmaking.
Yes.
This would imply manipulating the matchmaking queue to keep players' win rates around 50%, ensuring they remain engaged in the game. We want to be clear, Marvel Rivals does not use EOMM. So, why do some matches feel uneven?
You heard it here first, guys. You heard it here first. Marvel Rivals does not use EOMM. The matchmaking just sucks.
So, why do some matches feel uneven?
Let's see what it has to say.
Why do certain players encounter win or loss streaks? We would like to...
I will say, the thing is, guys, I saw someone point this out. We're saying there's no EOMM, which is fair. There may not be EOMM. I'm not here to... I'm not gonna throw NetEase under the bus. I'm not here to flame them. But... companies... game developers, they're not... I was gonna say politicians, but they lie all the time. They don't have... He's not under oath. He could just say whatever he wants. All of what he has said in the last 40 minutes, because we've gone so in depth on this, could straight up, he could have just made it up. They could have just made it up. We take him at face value here. We don't know if he lies or not. I just want to have that said, right? We actually have no way of knowing whether he's telling the truth or not. He has all incentives to not tell the truth because they don't want us to know the truth, assuming there's EOMM or match or whatever they would call it. He doesn't have to be honest here, right? He doesn't have to be. But one thing, and I don't think they've mentioned this yet, and I wonder if they will, is bots. Because he says there's no engagement optimized matchmaking or whatever. Well, what's happening in quick match? When you play quick match, you lose like what, 3-5 games? You literally play against a team of bots, and I believe you get a few in your team as well. And it's really shady because they don't even tell you they are bots. They just go, they have like what, fake names, but they are actual AI just to give you like a free win. What do we call that then? You're telling me Marvel Rivals as a whole doesn't use any type of engagement-based matchmaking, but there are bots in the game if you lose too much. What do we call that? What's that then, right?
Take this opportunity to provide some insights, hoping to clarify some of the confusion for everyone.
Spoiler, did not mention bot lobbies in quick play.
In a competitive two-sided game, the fewer players on each side, the more accurately the competitive score reflects individual skill. However, as team size increases, this accuracy drops, since even if both teams have identical average scores, other factors like teamwork and coordination can sway the outcome. Additionally, because we don't lock roles, players might end up playing a role they are less comfortable with, which means they may not perform at their rank's full potential. Even if you are assigned your preferred role, Playing a hero you are less skilled with can also affect your impact.
Go and give this guy the job because he wasn't up for taking the heat. That is funny. But this guy also does all the technical stuff, doesn't he? Like, this is the guy they're like, yeah, let's take it to this guy. I always forget his name, but this guy does all the technical explanation. Like, when this guy gives me the layup of like, this is how this hero works, I sit down and I listen. I don't know what his name is. I'm very bad with names, and he doesn't have a name tag. His name is Marvel Rivals.
The match.
Which would be like, fit and made in heaven.
So, why don't we add role queue?
I need that shirt though. That looks so comfortable. I love the cut on it as well.
First, we believe that allowing players the freedom to play as their favorite superheroes and team up with others to create diverse, creative team compass encourages more varied strategies and gameplay.
Oops, I pulled on my...
Second, adding role-based matchmaking would significantly
Whoa. Nobody said role-based matchmaking, but I'm listening.
increase queue times, while still failing to fully eliminate skill discrepancies between matches.
It would minimize them. I think, I'm gonna say something. I think the idea, the people really hate on role queue for some reason because they want freedom in picking whatever comp they want. Do you know what the freedom of the comp that they want is? It's nobody picking tank and somebody eventually filling, and now you have one tank 3 DPS or like one support 4 DPS. That's the freedom people want to play. Like role queue, these guys are like, you guys just gotta flex more. Just give us role queue. We don't need to flex anymore. We're basically in a way already in role queue. We're already in 222. We've been there since the game came out. It's just a matter of like, it hurts nobody. I don't understand what people hate on the idea of role queue. It hurts nobody. Role queue killed Overwatch? No. Role queue didn't kill Overwatch. Overwatch killed Overwatch. A dog shit boring meta killed Overwatch. Goats, bunker, whatever came next. Heavy CC, bad balancing. That's what killed Overwatch. Not a role queue. Oh, actually, a role queue would fix goats because you needed free supports for goats, right? Free. Like, you guys are basing your idea of role queue from a dead game. You're placing your idea of role queue from a dead game. And also, I would rather be in a longer queue and know I get to play DPS than be in a shorter queue hoping you get to play DPS and then not getting to play it anyways because there's 5 of us who want to play DPS. And it just feels like a waste of time.
Where there are choices, there will be differences. Objectively, it's quite challenging to have an equal number of players across the 3 roles to strike a balance between matchmaking speed.
You need to be able to switch to create different comps on the fly. Swapping roles is only a problem currently because people don't get queued in the roles that they want. If you queue up and you get a bad player, if I get a bad DPS currently, I'll just be like, go support, you piece of shit. Or I will find you in real life and I will pee in your bed, right? And then he does it. But in role queue, you get a bad DPS, it's just GG. And I think that's better. I don't think you should just be like, oh, this guy's bad, let's put him on support. I don't think that should be like a thing. That is not fun for anyone involved. If we're assuming the matchmaker works as intended, and also the only reason he is a bad DPS in the first place is because the only reason he's in this game is because he has had to go support because he's dog shit at DPS, and every time they tell him, you suck at DPS, go play support. And he does it, and he climbs, and he climbs, and he climbs, but he still tries to pick DPS. But he's a fucking support main in denial. And you guys are like, nah, let's have open role queue so this guy can get to high elo with 47% win rate.
And fairness, the competitive score ranges for each role would have to differ. Roles with fewer players would have lower competitive score threshold.
Like the system literally goes, this guy says you need to flex. The system actively punishes you for flexing. He's explained that if you go back to the start of this video, if you flex, you can only flex if you can play the hero and have the same performance score as you would on your the hero you want to play. If you don't, you get punished and you make less points. So flexing is only good if you are good enough to flex or you know how to play every hero at like a peak level. And we could just skip all this headache if people just queued into the role they wanted. If I'm losing only 15 points on a loss, it means I'm performing well and can be delusional and say it's not me, it's them. Well, it's performance-based gains at the end of the day, so actually not. because you can be... The funny thing with performance-based games is that it's just your points, whatever quantifiable numbers that makes up your performance score. I can play Luna Snow and I can be securing kills, I can be hitting, but like I just don't hit freezes, or I might heal really well. I might heal really well on Luna, like I'm healing everything, 99% accuracy, I'm like aimbotting on her. But I miss every right click, I miss time every ultimate, and we'll still lose. And then when you get to the point score, I get minus 15 because my heals were good. Or my stats were good. But because I did use a lot of ultimates, I just used them at the wrong time, right? An extreme example, potentially. The numbers are there, but I used them at the wrong time. We ended up getting a loss for it. So it's not as simple. It would imply that, yes, if you have a lower lost score, that means that you probably performed well, at least stats-wise, but you could still have made misplaced or mistimed what it is you do.
While roles with more players would require higher thresholds. This, in turn, will lead to greater variance in match quality. We are working to introduce more interesting vanguards and strategies in future updates to give players more choices. But these changes will take time to develop. We thank you for your patience.
Okay, win loss streaks. We're still going through the questions, I'm sorry.
Statistically, win and loss streaks are a matter of probability. For example, if two sides are truly 50-50, over 3 games, the chance of 3 consecutive wins or losses is 12.5%. Over 10 games, the chance of 3 or more wins or losses in a row rises to 50%. So, over enough games, everyone will eventually experience win or loss streaks.
Let me go back to that. Sorry, we've been doing this for like over an hour now. Jesus.
Statistically, win and loss streaks are a matter of
There's no way he said that. Win and loss streaks are just a matter of probability, guys. This sounds like something they say just to drive home that there's no EOMM or whatever matchmaking. Let's pull this up. Let's pull this up real quick. Yeah, if the games are fully balanced in the way that he says, if the games are full random, where you pick 12 players on random and then balance the games out based on nothing more but your rank, then that means that you're, it's 50-50. You should pretty much expect like a 50-50 every once in a while. I think there's probably a human element to it. So we start the day off like this. And we have some losses. We fight a little bit. I don't know, man. Pretty sure it's pretty much only like this is really low 50-50, but it's, I don't know, man. Doesn't feel like coin flipping to me. Could just be me.
Probability. For example, if two sides are truly 50-50, over 3 games, the chance of 3 consecutive wins or losses is 12.5%.
Okay, so
over 10
yeah. So it would rarely happen, right? Why does it happen all the time? It's almost guaranteed. I think you get streaks one way or the other, more so than you get like an actual 50-50. And this guy says, oh, it's a 12% chance of that. Is that true?
Games, the chance of 3 or more wins or losses in a row rises to 50%. So, over enough games, everyone will eventually experience win or loss streaks. For those interested, you can use tools to calculate the probability of achieving a streak, whether it's 5 consecutive wins or 5 consecutive losses, under different win rate scenarios over 10 matches. Of course, the game isn't pure math. Several in-game factors can increase the likelihood and impact of
an argument assuming every game is balanced, but it isn't the case, yeah.
Streaks, making these experiences feel more pronounced. For example, team average scores are rarely perfectly balanced.
That's true.
So actually win rates may not be exactly 50%. When queuing consecutively, you may face some of the same players in back-to-back games, which can carry over the outcome chance from previous matches. This is even more common in team matchmaking. where the pool of available combinations is smaller, especially during off-peak hours or in less populated regions.
I mean, that makes sense. We've observed that.
Even if the probability of a streak occurring is just 1%, Marvel Rivals' large player base means many will experience that. We are constantly analyzing feedback and refining our systems. Your trust and input help us shape a better experience. Thank you for being part of the Marvel Rivals community. We are excited to keep improving with you.
Again, I'm going to repeat so you guys at the start of this. So first off, we have no... I still want them to add placement matches. It pisses me off that they don't. But I want to say it makes me very uncomfortable. This makes me very uncomfortable. This is just a small thing. This video is only available on Twitter, as far as I know. That makes me a little bit uncomfortable. 11 hours ago, they posted an 18-minute video on Twitter. At least it's on their main Twitter. There's nothing on their YouTube where they normally post this stuff. Their visions and whatnot. Maybe it'll come up later. Why are we hiding it? Maybe it's just to give viewers give YouTube viewers more to watch. I don't know. But the fact it's not on YouTube, man, that's like, why? Why are we not posting it on YouTube? It's fishy, man. You can't do that. You can't just not post it on YouTube. I hope they'll post it later. And I'm just like, maybe this looks silly in like in retrospect, but like, man, I immediately entered this with like, oh, what's up with that? Don't recall getting a Discord ping about it. Did it normally ping about the post like that? It makes it unofficial. Exactly. They don't stand behind it. Whatever they say, the fact that they just like, they put it on Twitter somewhere is like, if they truly stand behind what they have to say in this thing, they would be pushing it. They'd be shouting it from the rooftops. And the fact that they don't, it's a little bit uncomfortable for me. So like if you post an apology and you only posted like, you hide it somewhere like off to the side, like on you put on Kick or something. I don't know. To Tumblr. Our matchmaking is explained on Tumblr, guys. Go there. Probably should have watched it before. I probably should have watched that version before. I feel bad. Oh well, it doesn't matter.